the show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I would be fine.
Did you take that as a threat?
Yes, I took that as bullying.
Yeah, it's honestly good that you took it the way you did because that's exactly what it was. I get why you felt like she was bullying you. And the truth is, she kinda was. I don't want to flat out say she was bullying you all the time, but when she was, there was a whole lot of it going on. Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Most people already know what happened, but let me break it down again. Tiffany loves throwing these little parties, but nobody ever shows up. I mean, she even hired actual celebrities to perform at the Taste of Thornton, and still, only 7 people showed up. 7! And those were just folks she handpicked, people she already knew. Now, when Tiffany plans a party, she acts like she's this superstar, like someone who ate ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and still tries to go to a buffet thinking she's starving. Her eyes are way bigger than her stomach. In her mind, she's famous, she's loved, and that's why she thought she was going to win by a landslide. But guess what? She lost by a landslide because her perception of reality is seriously off. So when she tried to throw this one particular party, she had her eye on a guy who runs a car show that's always packed. People always show up to his events, probably because I'm not there. So she comes up with this idea to shut down his car show and invite his whole crowd to come to her party instead, just so she can say, "Look how popular I am." But let's be real, she didn't attract that crowd. She stole it, and stealing is definitely Tiffany's thing. Now, let's check out this clip. I almost want to call it cute, but nah, it's just straight up hilarious.
So crazy when I arrived here Friday and saw the blocks.
A South Suburban car show is canceled after the entrance is barricaded with giant concrete blocks.
Now, the sponsor of that show and the Park District are calling it an act of revenge by the mayor in Dolton, Tiffany Henyard.
Dave Flacco reports the Park District is now considering a lawsuit against the mayor.
As they should.
Always a good time for everybody that comes out. Fun, exciting, good for the community.
For the past 8 years, Darren Bosley has organized an annual car show here in the parking lot of Needles Park in Dolton. But after paying $1,000 to the Park District for this year's permit, Bosley got an unexpected call last Wednesday from Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top assistant.
Saying,
Now, what you really gotta ask yourself is, who was whispering in Tiffany's ear to make her come up with this idea? Like, what kind of talks were happening behind the scenes? My money's on Kamal. I don't want to blame everything on him, but something tells me it was his idea. He probably said, "Look, if you can just get those car show people to come over here for your party, we could combine the 2 events. That'd be a brilliant move." And a normal person would approach the car show organizer like, "Hey, I'm throwing this party. I know you do your car show regularly. Maybe we could merge the 2, make it a bigger thing." Because honestly, nothing kills a car show. The people who go to those shows are there for obvious reasons. The cars, the vibe, and the community. Even those who aren't car nerds just love the atmosphere. People love snapping pics with the rides. It's its own culture. Tiffany's parties? Nah, they don't take away from that. If anything, Tiffany could have benefited from the car show crowd. But the reverse? No way. Tiffany's events are so bad she literally has to pay people to show up. She's giving away TVs and still struggling to fill seats. I mean, I'd show up just to roast Tiffany a little, but still, you get what I'm saying. So, when she said the car show would have to shut down if it didn't move to her location on Greenwood, yeah, I took that as a threat. Honestly, it was bullying. And you know what? Good thing you took it that way, because that's exactly what it was. Tiffany really thinks she's some kind of mafia boss. Like, she's the queen, the dawn of all things. But now, last I heard, she's probably hiding out in her parents' basement. Seriously, where is Tiffany? That should be today's big question. Where's Tiffany? And why? Meanwhile, when Bosley showed up at the park Saturday morning, giant concrete barricades were blocking the entrance, and Dolton police were threatening to tow any cars that parked there. We're talking about 2 different governments clashing here. The park government versus the village government. Ain't that something? But hey, Tiffany's still the boss, right? You gotta respect the boss, bow down, and ask her what's next. But seriously, who put those huge boulders there? Who do you think was behind that? Was Tiffany orchestrating this mess in the dead of night? So now you gotta wonder, was Tiffany the one directing people to come and put those big concrete blocks? There? Was she out here handing out cash, telling folks, go do this, while she stayed behind the scenes? Oh yeah, she definitely was. Absolutely, 100%. Park District President Cleo Jones even said Mayor Henyard has zero legal authority over Park District property. And honestly, it seems like Tiffany didn't want any competition cutting into the crowd at her own event, a house music festival, just a few blocks away. So what did she do? She tried to sabotage the car show, hoping to steal those fans and claim all the glory for herself. She wanted to say, look how famous I am. Look how everybody shows up for my stuff. But why couldn't she just be decent? There was another way to handle this. When you want something from someone, you don't burn down their whole thing. That's not the move. But Tiffany? Nah. Her first thought is always intimidation. She wants to show who's boss. Spoiler alert, it's her. Or at least that's what she thinks. That's her whole mindset. Intimidate first, get what you want later. And guess what? Now she's making enemies everywhere she goes. Let me guess. Tiffany, was this man trying to hold you down? Was he trying to keep you from succeeding? Or maybe, just maybe, he's doing what he's done every single year. Run the popular car show that everyone loves. If you really cared about the community and the fun things people enjoy, why did you come in and banish them? Why send the car show to the nether realms just because their party might be bigger than yours? Why not pick another day? The Redeye. Car show is a set event. It's been around forever. There's no way Tiffany didn't know the date. In fact, I'd bet she planned it that way on purpose, throwing her party on the same day, hoping to merge the events and steal the spotlight. But here's the kicker. She never told the car show guy, didn't give him a heads up or try to collaborate. No, she just sabotaged everything, and when confronted, she says, well, he can always move it over here. What kind of messed up logic is that? It's clear the screws are loose upstairs. Her tactics are nothing but bullying and pushing people out. But guess what? That's not going to work here. We're walking right over cancer on our way to Springfield. And Tiffany Henyard? She's no stranger to controversy. Just recently, Fox 32 reported on Henyard actually used village employees and funds to bankroll a march to Springfield, supporting a charity in her own name. And what would you say to the mayor about that? Girl, get your life together. Get your act right. This is straight up wrong for people who spend money with the Park District trying to throw peaceful community events. And here she is stealing that away from everybody. Try explaining that to Tiffany and watch how much she just doesn't care. She literally doesn't care at all. Never did. Never even pretended to. Once she tried to act like she cared, but couldn't even look you in the eye while lying. It's wild. And after all that mess, she somehow landed herself in a spot making close to $400,000 a year, while siphoning off $100,000 a year for her boyfriend. Can you believe that? The village of Dolton and the mayor? So far, radio silence. No response at all. Meanwhile, the Dolton Park District president is seriously considering suing the mayor and the village for overstepping their legal boundaries. Tiffany? She's a habitual overstepper, a straight-up line stepper. Yeah, she's always crossing the line like it's her favorite pastime. And guess what? There's yet another lawsuit in the mix. But Tiffany? She doesn't even care. She never thought she'd actually have to face the consequences of all this mess. She's out here like, oh, I got sued? That's just them suing, not me. I'm gonna grab all the money, disappear, and leave them to clean up the disaster I made. That was the plan all along, and she's living that dream right now. But seriously, where the hell is Tiffany? Because I sure can't see her. But you know who does know exactly where she is? The feds. Yep, they know. They're as curious as I am, but unlike me, they've got the resources and the patience that I don't have. So yeah, they know where you're hiding, Tiffany. And I bet they get a good laugh out of how you thought you got away with all this. Newsflash. You didn't. Nope. Not even close. All right. Y'all behave because I'm not about to dive into that mess. Absolutely not. No way. Just no. But hey, Mama. Loves you? Yes, she does. Peace.